Shalom.
Yes, sir. And I want to thank you. I always, try to get you here every month, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and tell the people something about yourself, please.
Well, I was also the Democratic committeeman,
Yes, sir.
which is a political party position.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a Democrat anymore. I'm a Republican.
Yes. Political consultant. Yes.
Now, I'm not. Well, I was also the Democratic committeeman,
Yes, sir.
which is a political party position.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a Democrat anymore. I'm a Republican.
Yes. Political consultant. Yes.
Now, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
that.
Because you don't give you that title. Okay.
I'm not going to do any consulting, but
Okay.
I'll answer questions.
Yes, sir.
I'm a graduate of Northeastern, Illinois State University.
Don't know about it. You happen to do a lot of research. A lot of research. And you know what? Once upon a time, man, you know what I remember looking at the news. They said that weatherman don't know what he's talking about. He act like he can control the weather. He's just making a prediction. Can you tell people about HARP? Can somebody control the weather? What is this all about? Because they can look it up and Google it too, right?
Well, you did.
Yes, I did.
You found out I told you the truth.
Yes, sir. I didn't
But you
know
have
it.
to. But you have to do it a particular way.
Okay.
You have to. You have to type in H period, A period, A period, R period, P period,
Okay.
and then you'll find out that in Alaska, they have some high-tech antennas,
Okay.
and they bounce sound waves off of the moon.
Okay.
See, I tell people that it's like when we were kids growing up and they had all those space movies,
Yes.
all right, with Gordon, Flash Gordon, and all of that stuff, and you sit
Star Trek, yeah.
and you sit and look at that Flash Gordon stuff today, and you laugh about it
Yes.
because they've transcended all of that. And I tell people nuclear weapons is obsolete
It's obsolete. What's it?
because you see with HARP, they can bounce a sound wave off of the moon
What?
and create a tsunami.
What is that? What happened?
I don't know if that's what happened. I'm
Okay.
just telling you what they could
How
do.
do they do this? What? Somebody may be looking like, wow, what is he talking about? I mean,
Well, yeah, they can go on to the internet and read the whole story. Sound waves can be projected, and they also use light.
Okay.
All right? And we know that light travels at 186,000 miles per second.
yes. Wow.
So I can use light to destroy a whole country if I chose to with HARP. I don't need no bombs. I do it from outer space.
I remember reading something about killer satellites, where some satellites can zap some other satellites. So you say it's way beyond that.
Well, don't you think for 1 minute that they have a space station out in space just so that they could run scientific experiments?
I never thought about that. You say this is based in Alaska.
Of course. Palin's state.
I remember one time, when I was in a science class in grade school, where what they could see the clouds and make it rain. But it goes way beyond that, right?
Of course. What they can do is have a sound wave to go into the ocean. And we know that tornadoes come out of the ocean.
Yes.
We can create all of that with HARP.
So people are,
It's only two countries that had access to that. That was not the Soviet Socialist Republic, but Russia and the United States. But they agreed not to use that against each other.
I didn't know that. A lot of people that's watching this didn't know that either.
Well, there's a man who's deceased now named Cooper. Cooper worked on all this kind of stuff, and he was killed about 2001. He was shot in the back of his head going into his house 2 times, and he had a Q clearance. See, the highest clearance was, people thought, was the presidential clearance. But there's another clearance called the Q clearance. Now, there's certain places you can go with a presidential clearance, but you can't go to other places unless you have a Q clearance. I can give you an example.
Okay.
The president doesn't have a Q clearance. He can't go to Area 51.
Area 51. A lot of people, man, what's in area? What about Area 50? Because there's somebody watching.
Area 51 is where some alien craft were taken from outer space.
Okay.
Okay. Out in
Roswell,
Nevada.
Okay.
All right. And they called it Area 51. They did experiments on some of the people who they recovered from there.
Okay.
All right. And they got some more places in New Mexico. They got Nevada and one other place. Matter of fact, they even have a alien who Cooper said, and he was working in that program with the government.
Okay.
And he said, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but somebody got to know. He said that they signed a treaty with some aliens from a different galaxy.
So really, alien and first contact of the first time. All these movies that they're making about it. That's for real.
Of course it's not. When I told you about Light, you know, the movies with the spaceships with Spock and all of them?
Yes.
They were beamed down with light, wasn't
they? Interesting. Yes.
That wasn't something that they just made up.
Yeah, me and my father used to love Star Trek. And you know, as you mentioned that, you know what, and they can go look this up if they don't believe it. The Jezerians. Can you tell us about the Jezerians? Who are the Jezerians?
Jezerians.
Okay, yes, who are they?
Jezerians are some beings that have lived inside the earth in a city underneath the earth called Agatra. Agatra.
Okay.
And they have a central sun just like you do up here inside the earth.
Yes.
So you think back to that movie about Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yes.
And it looked just like they were on the surface of the earth. It may sound crazy, but it's a fact. But they don't want you to know that, because since then, they've got about 75 different places underneath the earth that they prepared, all right, for people to live, so that if anything catastrophic happened from the aliens coming here, who they've communicated with them in Russia, what they will do is they will try and save the Earth's population by having them living underneath the earth in these high-tech cities that they've built down there.
Well, what do you know? What? Well, you know what? What is? If somebody may be looking at this and saying, what is the proof that they exist?
Well, I would suggest them to go find some material written by a man who worked in that program. There was two programs. There was a man, I can only think of his last name now, Smith.
Okay.
And then there was Cooper. And I told you Cooper, then he had the highest clearance that you can get.
When they Google it, what do they just put in? Cooper? Just put in that name? Is it
Cooper and the secret government.
Okay. What proof?
Well, once they Google that, he's the same man who wrote the book called Behold the Pale Horse.
Okay.
So he is a real person that does exist. And some of the things that he wrote about is the New World Order.
Okay.
Okay. He's written about them having X camps, which is for dissidents like you.
Wow, that's kind of interesting. So you say there are people that are living in the center of.
There are beings living in the center.
If they are so, you know what?
They're primarily vegetarians.
Okay, if they are so powerful and have so much technology, why haven't they took control
Oh,
of the planet.
according to Cooper, they came here because on their planet they could not reproduce.